Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel here at Moose Platte Mountain. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing something very unique and different. Very much has to do with what I consider to be an important Labor Day theme. A lot of individuals who celebrate Labor Day and have fun on Labor Day often start thinking about the last few activities they can do in the very nice, pleasant, fresh weather before it starts getting on the colder side and into the freezing temperatures of winter. Okay, and with that said, I want this theme that I'm particularly going to be talking about to be special, to be a learning moment. I want this to be a moment where you come together as father and sons, as fathers and daughters, moments that can create important memories that will last a lifetime, and also life learned skills that are equally important. Okay, so teaching your kids properly and how to use a Victorinox Swiss Army knife can actually spark creativity, teach real-life world problem-solving skills, and give them something far more valuable than just another hour in front of the TV. I've given this a lot of thought, and I want to share with you in this video 3 activities that I do with my boys, with my Swiss Army knives, that they use under my supervision, that they very much enjoyed repeating on a regular basis when the occasion calls for it. Okay, so the truth is, kids today spend an average of 4 to 6 hours a day in front of TV screens. But what I have tried to do is when I see particular moments where I can use those moments to teach my 2 boys about non-threatening tools on a Swiss Army knife, I will take that moment and teach them important techniques with hand-eye coordination that promote patience, the hand-eye coordination, and problem-solving skills. Who wouldn't do that, right? And so here, let me show you, without further ado, let me show you the 3 projects, the 3 simple activities that I often repeat with my boys, okay? So first, they're divided into 3 categories: outdoors, food prep, and electronics. Okay, so first let me do the outdoors. Here, only thing I did prior was I actually cut this piece of wood. Okay, so what you do is you would cut a piece of wood about 1.5 inches, 2 inches in diameter, make a hole. Now I started doing this, and so I will finish it here in front of the video so you know what I'm doing. So you take that, you go to the center of the hole, okay? Oop, I folded it up, my apologies. There we go. Go to the center of the hole here, okay? And then you just kind of work it around. Work it. It's gonna take a little bit, okay? And if you are the person who does this instead of your son or daughter who you're trying to teach hand-eye coordination to, that's okay. So what you do, okay, you just do this because you're essentially just drilling a hole, and there's a reason for this. I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so you just drill a hole. All right, do your best you can to kind of feel it being straight. Like this one's going a little bit crooked. I could feel it going in, but overall it won't matter too much because it's really a weight thing. Okay, so you stop there. Okay, I'm about halfway. I'll turn it around. Then you go to the center here on this side. You press and you start rotating it again. Okay, rotate, 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 like this, okay? And there'll come a point in time, right, where the tension will release and you'll feel that you'll hit the other side of the hole that you carved. Like right about there, almost there. I could see the light popping through. Just about, almost there, okay? I gotta be careful because I think this one's gonna split open. I didn't realize this had it was cracked on the other side. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going. All right, so we'll see if I can get this one first try. I should be able to. All right, and yeah, I'm almost there. I can see it in the distance. There you go. Now it's carving through. Okay, so you got that. Okay, right here. Okay, so this is, right, so you have that hole now. It doesn't have to be completely clear, and I'll show you why it doesn't have to be completely clear. Okay, so now we have, move these to the side for a minute. You have that, right? You have your hole in the middle. After your hole in the middle, you can close your awl, okay? And then you open your can opener, okay? All of these have that style can opener, okay? And I'll explain these models here later in a second, okay? Then you're gonna take a screw. Despite the fact that if you look, this one has a diamond shaped groove. This one has a star head, it will still be functional. You stick it right there, okay? And then what you do is you just rotate it. You could be the parent that holds the disc, right? Just like that. And then you could teach them, okay, hold it here, right next to it, okay? For a little bit extra strength. And if they have trouble putting it in there, you could help them get it in, because this is when the starting part is a little bit tricky, so because it's wobbling left and right, it's trying to seat its way inside the disc that you cut. Okay, so then you just do this. Okay, you put your finger on the hole back here, so when it starts touching your finger, that's where you stop. Okay, like it started touching, so I know it's there. I move my finger. It's going to start popping out here in a second. Okay, so you just go just a few more rotations. You see that there? Okay. Now, ta-da. What you have created, you've created yourself a little top. Now, of course, I got to refinish this table. That's partly why I, did it. But you have this point. Obviously, you would take off that point, and the way you do that with here, right, again, you have the file right here. So you take your cross-cut side, you would run it across the top just a little bit. You just get it right there. I can't get the angle right with the camera, but you would take this down with a file, okay? So it would be a little bit flattened and it spins a little bit easier. So this is a fun little activity I've done with my boys, making a top using outdoor materials with the little screw. I've also done this with those shish kebab sticks that come with a point, and you stick it in there. That's actually would be a little bit better, right? A little bit less damaging on any other surface, right? Because it wouldn't poke into it much. So that is the first thing that you can do, okay? Is to build a top, okay? To build that top, okay? The second thing that you can do, again, pull out your Victorinox Swiss Army knife, such as the Victorinox Mountaineer. You can pull out this same tool that I used to help screw in that one. And you have something as simple as depeeling an orange, okay? So again, you pierce the side right on top and you fold it right up, okay? All right, and then what you do, the action that you repeat in this activity is you stick it under, you lift it up, okay? And you peel it off. You have them stick it under, grab it, lift it up, peel it off. Stick it under, lift up, peel it off. Stick it under, lift up, peel it off. Stick it under, lift up, peel it off. Oops, out of the frame there, sorry. Then you peel it off, okay? So this is another simple activity that you can do in basic food prep skills to teach kids how to safely peel an orange with being able to use their hand and eye coordination in a way that is not threatening to them or potentially causing them harm on any level, okay? Now, always in the very beginning, I always will recommend to supervise and guide your children with proper hand-eye coordination as they start to master and perform these skills. Okay, now for the last one, what is the electronic-based one? okay, you would use the same tool, this file, right? I'm going to clear all this out so that I have room to show it, okay? To replace batteries, okay? So I'm not going to undo all of them because I don't want to make this video too long, but you see this fine tip works excellent for getting into small crevices where you have tiny electronic screws that protect and secure batteries in the proper compartments. And so to change them, you would essentially just undo it here, right? Comes undone. You hold down. Okay, you undo here, right here. Right? And so what you have is your ability to loosen the screws and pull, say, this cap off, this lid, this protective lid, to exchange out the old batteries and put in new ones. Okay? Okay, so then you just screw it right back in like this. And I do this with my boys at least every so often because they love playing with their toys that have batteries. Okay, and you do these activities and it gives them the confidence and basic skill set to problem solve. Okay, so here you have 3 main tools that can be used in basic food prep skills, outdoor skills, and basic electronic motor skills, okay? Now, the models that I have here, you have the Victorinox Swiss Army Ranger, you have the Victorinox Swiss Army Mountaineer, the Victorinox Swiss Army Climber, and the Victorinox Swiss Army Huntsman Light. Okay, these tools are not tools that can immediately harm or injure children. Under the correct and careful supervision, these are tools that can be fun and engaging for children to learn about their creativity and how to problem solve with Victorinox Swiss Army knives. Okay? And may I add that this one here has your standard inline Phillips. This tool here you can find in the Victorinox Swiss Army Explorer, the Victorinox Huntsman Light, and other Victorinox Swiss Army models. These 4 tools, no blades except for smaller honed in edges here where it could penetrate into oranges, are the only spots that really you kind of have to worry about. But these tools are the best tools that you can use to help teach your children on how to be creative. Okay, because each little project gives them a chance to think. How to hold this? How can I fix this if this breaks? Okay, instead of consuming information on a screen, you can be the forefront of helping them understand important informational background as to teach them how to use their own 2 hands and build their lives with confidence. Okay, so in closing, next time that your kids reach for a remote or try reaching for a specific video game, help them reach for a Swiss Army knife instead. Teach them safety. Teach them that there are all sorts of fun projects that could give them skills that they can carry through life. My dear friends in YouTube, thank you very much for your attentiveness during this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comments the fun activities that you try with your children. Next time, always remember to be safe, stay sharp, and keep creating for yourself and for your families.